Tell you the truth, I never was much for the holidays. Been forever since I'd known a holiday. Since I'd seen my family. Since I'd been with a girl. Since I'd driven a car. You see, cars were what put me here. Iron Mountain, maximum security. I was riding a hard 5 for Grand Theft Auto. Meanwhile, most of my esteemed raping and murdering colleagues were up for parole in 3. The world works like that sometimes.
Holiday Jello.
This is Film Sack. Oh, sure.
Hello, greetings, and Merry Christmas. This is Film Sack, mining the very depths of film entertainment for all mankind. This is episode 683. I'm Scott Johnson, and I'm joined today by Brian, who says Batman and Spock's dad never hung out in prison, Dunaway.
Oh, he did. Oh, hi. This week on Film Sack, we're released from prison just in time for the holidays, and the gift that is the awkwardly framed foreground close-ups of Gary Sinise's monster eye bags. And unlike Rudolph, who was excluded from all the Reindeer Games because of his shiny red nose, we send 4 Film Sack Union Santas in, which is what witnesses will say, to hook up with the early 2000s action thriller our cellmate got us horny about. Now sleeping with her brother on Paramount Plus. Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Apparently, this poor boy did have gifts to bring. Riding a hard 5? Anywho, the police just showed up and wanted to know if I recently received any unexpected large cash donations in my mailbox, or at least that is what I heard through my Ring doorbell cam as I am currently out visiting my neighbor's mailboxes and headed for the airport. Water pistol full of rum. Randy? What do you say to Santa's dwarves? You say you're sorry, you big jerk.
Nicely done. I didn't even just need to see the movie. You just told me the entire plot.
No,
fantastic.
you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. I wrote the whole hard 5.
Nicely done. Also with us, Randy. There are monsters in the gelatin, Jordan!
Aloha, Scott. Brian, guess what? That's right, we're cops. And I'm here to brief you before you head out to the Tomahawk Casino and Snowdrift Farm to begin a crime scene investigation, which will hopefully lead to a case that we can solve. I don't know. It's very cold. We got a call from that owner, manager, Italian-American stereotype in an open collar suit that they have out there. And he said they're getting robbed on Christmas Eve. So, get your chains on and head out there. But first, make sure to follow these 3 rules. Number 1, we don't exist. There's a criminal motel on the edge of town where you'd think cops would go all the time, but nope. We don't even hang around the diners where the crooks might just sit and eat pecan pie while they bleed in public. Number 2, just to assume that no one is involved there. No one involved is going by their real name. I know that sucks. But some of these suspects have been living double lives for so long that they've forgotten their girlfriend isn't their sister. Number 3, there's only one woman in the world. Yep. And this particular one will kiss you if you go for it. She kisses everybody. Just tell her you're going to give her a share of some money and she will be all over you like with tongue.
Ew.
Lots of tongue.
Best tongue ever. Ow. Gross. I guess there was some waitresses, but they all seemed to have died in the massacre. I can't tell what happened to them. Chicks in the bucket.
Yeah, one of them was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! Hey, we watched an R-rated movie this week.
That's right. R-rated Film Sack.
All right, write down that time. You may need to bleep it.
Here we go. Let's get over to Brian. Nick, no Rudy, no Nick, no Rudy, no Ibbett.
Oh, you're really not going to like my song then. Panera was out of cups today, so I just filled up a super soaker with hot coffee. Ow!
Oh, shit. Nice.
All right, let's get to this one. Sometimes I just think of it as writing a theme song for the movie. Like if the movie didn't have a theme song, it just needed one that had vocals. And here it is.
I have a question.
Sure.
Did you
perfect.
plan to just make the rest of your year obsolete by that masterful?
Yeah.
The rest of my year, you mean?
I mean, that was
next week.
The one more song that I have.
well. It's just really that was really good. That was maybe the favorite thing I've ever heard. That was fantastic. That was great. Farina, Guns and Farina's Wall. Holy shit! What a line.
Mhm.
That was really good. All right.
The powwow safe.
Great way to end, well, not quite the end of the year, but close to the end of the year with an amazing song. Nicely done. The movie is Reindeer Games, and turns out I hadn't seen it. I thought I might have.
Oh,
I hadn't.
interesting.
Yeah. And I know, wait, somebody else here hadn't seen it. Who was it? Was it Randy?
I've never seen
Okay.
it. Yeah.
I've seen the shit out of this.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Me too.
So we got two of us no see,
Well,
others
just
many see.
one part. I just kept renting the film from Blockbuster so I could.
Yeah, that one pool scene. Yeah, Sinise is looking pretty good there.
That's right.
Tattoos, man.
And you
Yeah.
got legendary director John Frankenheimer. You got Ben Affleck, Gary Sinise, Charlize Theron, a whole bunch of other folks that you know and love, including a couple of weird cameos that I can't quite explain. And it's a Christmas movie, whether you consider it a classic or not. It definitely happens during Christmas. So
Yeah, at the very first scene, like the first shots at the beginning of the movie, let you know that it's not a happy Christmas movie.
no,
Yeah.
no, it is not that. But it is a movie that the fake Fletcher tuned in for to let us know how he would describe it. Again, I don't know where this model's going. I say it every week, but it just gets weirder. Anyway, here it is. I'll let it do it.
On this week's episode of Film Sack Reindeer Games, after assuming his dead cellmate's identity to get with the other man's girlfriend, an ex-convict finds himself a reluctant participant in a casino heist. This one has Ferriosa boobies.
All right, great.
Ferriosa boobies.
Ferriosa boobies.
I heard that.
Ferriosa.
Anyway,
Do we need to start with a new, like for the new year, start with a new, fresh upload of Mario voice?
Right.
Oh, interesting. What if you reset it completely every now and then?
I mean, I've thought about it. I don't know how to. The thing is, I'd have to train it on a new voice and then see how it does. I think so. We could find.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
We could find a new obscure, like, hey, wonder what that would sound
No,
like
no.
after a while.
Let's do
or
Carol Kane from Scrooged.
Oh, my
use her
Lord.
voice to train the thing.
whatever. Good Lord, I think that's a terrible idea.
No, I'm saying you use Bob Hoskins from Super Mario Bros.
Oh, stay in the
interesting.
Mario, stay in the Mario territory.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, just alternate universe Mario.
I like that.
Mario extended universe.
Now, this is a movie that Charlize Theron very famously in 2007 said was the worst movie she'd ever worked on.
She's not wrong.
I don't know that that's not true, but I'm going to tell you that I kind of had a fun time with this in a like put your brain to the side and just have a good time kind of movie.
Yeah.
I don't think this is that bad. I think it's just kind of
No, this movie is all about the fun. It's Reindeer Games. If you didn't know what you were in for, you should really.
Well, of course I didn't know what I was in for.
Frankenheimer.
Yeah, I mean, it might as well have been Con Air. Like, it's in that vein of like, all right, really, it's really all about what fun we can have with the surroundings, the characters, the actors, etc., and less about this is some serious heist stuff here, and we really need to focus on what could really happen.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely one of those deals where there are moments where I go, all right, that's stupid. And then a scene later, I'll go, that's pretty fun, what you did there.
Yeah.
And then
they don't give you much time to sit around and think about things, which is exactly
no. Although the decision to have, I mean, to me, the chick in the bucket this week is actually the narration.
Gross.
Whoops, wrong button. That's not chick in the bucket at all.
Grab a bucket.
That's a
Sorry.
sign. That's a sign you're in trouble when they decide at the end. They're like, "Oh shit, we need to get the actor in here and do some exposition."
Well, and in this case, they only had him do the intro thing I already played, and then later in the thing, he narrates again. But it's just these two times. That's real weird.
It's so weirdly inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. It's glaringly noticeable the second time you see it, because the first time you kind of forget about it. You get the intro at the beginning, like, okay, I'm
makes
a
sense.
Grand Theft
That's
Auto
fine.
dude, blah blah blah. It's in a big house.
Yeah.
And then when you get in the middle of the film, you're thinking, oh wait, okay, so we are narrating.
Yeah, I don't mind it at the beginning because you haven't, it's contextualizing the film. It's like, oh,
Yes,
here's the narrator.
exactly.
It's contextualized. There we go. But when you're halfway through the film, you're like, I decided to start having inner monologue again. You're like, oh, what happened?
It's so much better than the heavy-handed way of saying, "Oh man, it sure sucks that I've been in here so long for Grand Theft Auto, but I'm glad I'm going to be out really soon."
Yeah, it is.
Doing my hard time in the mountain.
It's a little weird. Like he worked at the equivalent of like a Jiffy Lube, and
That's what he
then-
said. He worked at Jiffy Lube and he jacked cars.
Yeah, which
You
I've
know,
never.
yeah.
Has anyone ever really done that? Is that a thing? Can you
What,
work
jack
it?
cars?
No,
You don't really leave like when you don't leave your car at the Jiffy Lube, which is really weird. So it
I don't
feels
think
like
he was jacking him at the Jiffy Lube. I think he was
Right.
probably setting him out.
setting
Yeah,
setting up a later
Learning,
ground.
learning which one he wanted to follow home.
Okay, because I was there with it. Like what Ibit said was where my head was. I was like, well, when I'm at the Jiffy Lube, my eyes never leave my car. I'm watching it the whole
Not to
time.
mention-
You know,
wouldn't have
stealing
to-
cars at the drive-through car wash.
Wouldn't have to do much either. You just jump in the car. Bye.
Yeah, which is a weird. But now that you guys say that, I guess that makes more sense. But and also the unevenness of performances. I think Ben Affleck is phoning it in, but I think Gary Sinise is on fire. Like he's really good in this.
Yeah.
You know, like
I want to talk about that a little bit because Ben Affleck seems to always be phoning it in, but
Yeah,
maybe
I
that
don't
is the
think he-
genius of Ben Affleck.
I was gonna
Right?
say I don't think I've ever seen in person. It's always been phoned in Ben Affleck. Like it's
with the
Right.
exception
it's
of
kind of laid back. Like, hey, I can kind of do this. I'm from Boston. Hey, look at me.
and it works better for his own things like that Argo and the Town and things like that, where it's like,
he
wow,
got really good and like
yeah,
Argo.
those are really
Yeah.
good.
The scene near the end of Good Will Hunting where he and Matt Damon, they had to decide who was going to play which character, and they went with the arrangement they went with because they needed Ben Affleck to lose his shit talking to Matt Damon over the hood of a truck. And it's amazing, and you can't imagine it working the other way. You can't, like, once you see it, you're like, oh right, because he's got these acting chops and Damon has these other acting chops, and like of course Ben Affleck is like the star of a movie like Reindeer Games. Of course. It's just like, what is his deal? Is he being directed to undersell the character?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if he can. I don't know. I haven't put my finger on it yet, but I don't know if he has trouble stepping down. Like he can play up. Like if he's like upside a role that you might think is a little too high for him, he seems to be able to reach. But if it's like he's got to play a convict, it's like he can't reach down and go, I'm just a loser. He just can't seem to do that for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird and it's uneven and like whatever. That's just that dude's career, and he is what he is. He's handsome, and he's
and that's the thing. Like my one complaint about this movie, I'd never seen it before, and so I didn't know what was going to happen. And my one complaint about the movie is that I didn't know throughout the movie
the titty twisters you were going to get.
I didn't know that this was going to be a situation where everyone's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And I was following along the twists and turns of the romance that was taking place. And if I had known, I would have watched it differently. And I probably would have even enjoyed it more. Because I got a little bit upset when I'm like, oh, well, she's in on it too. Well, who cares? I don't care anymore. And it's not the kind of movie that you can really rewatch. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 years from now, I will have forgotten what happened.
Isn't there another one?
What you have to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. But isn't there another movie? This kept reminding me of some movie where there was like 8 twists before they could finish the damn thing. And I
guarantee you that if you give this movie 2 years, you will go back and watch it, and you'll have totally forgotten that she's bad. I do it all the time. I've seen this movie probably 8 times, and every time I'm like, wait.
Well, so that's a good thing to say about this movie, then, isn't it? If that did that to you, is she the one who's doing a good job of convincing you that she's not bad? And
I
then
don't know. It's so many twists. It's like you forget, and then by the end, you're like, spoiler, by the way, it was his cellmate all along, and it's like that is the loosest.
It made no sense.
No way any of that would have ever played out like that, but why not?
It made no sense to me. I still have questions. Like maybe you guys can help me with this. I don't understand how all the double crosses and the who's with who and whatever worked all the way to the end for me until he showed up. And I went, First of all, I kind of expected it because this movie's pulling these tricks.
Nick shows up, James Sprain comes around the corner
singing that stupid Christmas song. Oh my gosh.
I felt like it got over explained too. Like if I had been left to just imagine how he orchestrated all of this, you know,
Mhm.
I would have been more. I think I would have been more forgiving. But when we have to stop, you're going to kill a man, and you're going to stop and explain.
Yeah.
You know, I paid him, and I paid this guy in the infirmary. Okay, it just doesn't like it. Really dragged the final,
Guess he wanted to
climax down.
Yeah. He wanted to see it through. You know, he spent 2 years, you know, getting Affleck hot for his girl.
Right,
You know,
right.
so I guess he just wanted to see it through.
Yeah, but like
it's funny when you watch. So after watching the movie, and then this morning I watched the movie clips. I can't remember who puts those together. Rotten Tomatoes, I think. And there's 12, like a record. It feels like a record number of movie clips from this film.
It's usually 10, between
usually 10 or even 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But 12 for this one. And what's great about it is out there, if you're listening to Film Sack and you haven't watched Reindeer Games, you could probably just watch the movie clips and really get it. And here's the best part. You can kind of watch them in any order.
Yeah.
They're like the first one and the last one you want to start and end with, but the other ones you can pretty much watch in any order. But after you know that James Frayne has been pulling the strings the whole time, you watch these and it's like, all right, you know, Charlize doesn't want Gabriel, Nick, Rudy. So how come the, you know, Nick Dasher and Rudy Donner.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, when he's about to shoot him on the ice, and she kind of leaps forward, you're thinking, all right, so she is thinking endgame on this, that she needs him to coerce Affleck into still doing the heist so that she can still follow through with the plan with Nick. And it's kind of like, all right, that's actually kind of well thought out, pretty clever, but execution is just
it's a mixed bag.
It feels maybe production on this just feels older than 2000.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
It was early 2000s, right? So I mean, it feels more like a 90s film, especially with having. And I kept waiting for Isaac Hayes to pop out of the front of the monster truck and you know, reveal he was all part of the whole plan. He didn't eat roaches.
No,
right.
No, he didn't. The hilarious thing is the whole movie. I kept looking for Isaac Hayes, and when the gelatin thing came up, this is early, of course. I thought that was that dude from Lost who had the staff, or not Lost.
Mr. Echo?
No. The Walking Dead guy with the staff.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I said Lost. That dude, I swear that was him. So I was just like accepting it was him. And then the rest of the movie, I'm like, where the hell is he? Where the hell is he?
So funny.
So distracted. I just never saw him until the end. Then the end.
With porn star dude.
Ron Jeremy was there.
Ron Jeremy. I remembered after watching the movie, Ron Jeremy was in this somewhere. And I still, even thinking back, like, I cannot think of where Ron Jeremy was in this thing.
Do you think that was the better sex he had in prison?
Yeah, it was with Ron Jeremy.
Yes, that was
100%.
And you know what? I'm gonna say it. I spent a good chunk of this movie wondering if there was going to be some revelation of James Frayne and Ben Affleck being a couple also. Like,
He kind of implied that as he was dying in the truck, right? Hey man, don't worry about the ladies. It's me and you. Come on, let's split the money.
And I'm still not sure where he was. Supposedly in the background somewhere at the prison yard, but there aren't even, if you do like a really detailed search for this image, you can't find it. Like nobody. Ron Jeremy, an actual shot of him in Reindeer Games, and I can't find
his
it.
penis. You gotta watch it. It's
just his penis.
He's the cockroach in the Jello, actually.
Cockroach.
That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense now.
I didn't even think about that, Brian.
Right. I love Donald Luge though. I love him as Pug.
Luge.
Logue? Is it Logue? Luge? What is it?
No, I'm saying it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Logue.
It doesn't matter. I call him Luge.
Okay.
Donner Logue is his.
Donald Logue.
Donald Logue.
And there's no D in there either. Donald.
He made one of my favorite indie films of all time, The Tao of Steve. And I can't stand that after that was it. He was just like, oh, now he's just this guy who kind of stands around in the background of shots of big movies.
Yeah.
Escalating the situation in this movie by being the guy that's wearing the headphones in the back of the monster truck, by the way.
It's also weird
I
that
appreciated the consistency of the monster truck.
Sure.
Every time it was on screen, there was always like a which is fun.
He's great in I don't know, well, you saw it here, but he's great in Blade.
Gotham.
He was he's good in Gotham too. But here's the thing: when you shave that guy's beard and you've changed who that is. I don't know who that is half the time.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Like I was thinking, wait a minute, is that a? He's not a Busey. He's not a Penn. Who is that guy? He's like, I know that guy, but he's not a Busey. He's not a Penn.
Did you see him? Did you see him in Grounded for Life?
That's funny. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. It was all right. It was funny. Yeah. He's good. I like him. I like him a lot, actually. I just don't understand why we see him in these spurts. It's like, there he is. There he is. Oh, now we're not going to see him for like 20,000 movies. Oh, there he is again.
And I wish this movie had the foresight to develop some of these characters a little bit more, because you've got Donal Logue, you've got Danny Trejo, you've got Dennis Farina. Give them some lines, give them some backstory. It's just like they're amazing, you know?
Yeah.
Clarence,
I barely even remember right now. I just watched this movie yesterday. I barely remember that Isaac Hayes was in this movie.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget. Now, Clarence Williams, Merlin, every time he was on screen, he was eating it. I mean, he was eating
cookies. He was eating. Yeah,
he was eating, and he was also eating the scenery, because he could just stand there and do nothing, and it felt intimidating. Like, okay, that's why Ben Affleck's character's not leaving. He can't.
Yeah,
because Clarence Williams is one step ahead of him.
Yeah,
Clarence Williams III was already old when this movie came out. It blows my mind that he continued to make movies and so on.
Yeah,
died in 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
Know how old he was.
Holy shit!
I didn't know how old he was until he lost his hat, and I saw his hair, and I was like, oh.
Whoa! Oh my God!
He was he was the black guy on the Mod Squad, which that tells you how old he was. The intro even said one white, one black, one blonde.
Wow, that's wild to me.
That was the intro to the Mod Squad. So that just tells you, like, and he was probably in his 20s then. So
born in 1939.
Jeez, nice long life on that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
To kicking those tires. I know what I was gonna tell you. This other weird cameo that came out in left field and just took me a minute. And I hadn't seen it in the trailer, or I hadn't seen it in the trivia yet, and that was Ashton Kutcher showing up for this.
Swap
out. With that
it wasn't really
2000s.
Ashton Kutcher. It was Star Trek Mirror Universe Ashton Kutcher.
I see, because of the goatee and stuff he had on. Yeah,
the horrible mustache and goatee.
Yeah,
was that late 90s or early 2000s when we all had that facial hair configuration?
I don't know what you're talking about, Brian. I'm still rocking it.
Yeah, he's still truly rocking it. No, like that thing that when he showed up, I just went, oh wait, he's already established as someone who does movies and had a really successful. Yeah, this isn't like a nobody.
Exactly. It's not like an extra, but he's an established dude, and it's funny that you don't even hear about him being in this thing until he appears.
Yeah, and he has two lines. I'm not even sure it was his voice. It felt like ADR. Like, it was a very odd thing to have him.
You want the jacket? You can have the jacket. Take the jacket.
I think the confusion actually helps this movie, because it's like the first half of this movie is real just dog shit. But then, like, by the time you get to the second, it's still dog shit, but it's fun dog shit. They're flinging it around, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because it's a heist at that point, and the heist is fun.
Yeah.
Heists are always fun.
Heist is fun. The setup of, like, cat and mouse of, like, all right, oh, now Ben Affleck's getting away. He's running away. Oh, nope, he's caught again. Oh, but nope, he's getting away again. Oh, nope, he's caught again.
Yeah.
That just gets so old, especially the second or third time it happens. But yeah, the heist, the second half of the movie does pick things up and make it a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, the powwow safe. Was that not a great payoff? I
great,
forgot about that.
What was Dennis Farina shooting at the ceiling?
He was in a really bad way, he just started pulling triggers, and the guns were acting on their own. I felt like that was the most realistic thing in the whole movie. Him trying to control two guns at the same time.
I wanted to know why he didn't want to go back to Vegas too. I'm like, oh, what happened to Vegas?
Yeah.
I'm not going back to Vegas.
Yeah. He's so great though, man. Anytime Dennis Farina shows up for anything, I just stop what I'm doing and pay attention. I just love him.
And look at all the celebrities that he's had his photoshopped into.
Some of them are so bad, dude. Like freaking that Robin Williams one.
Robin Williams wasn't real.
Joan Rivers.
Like it was.
There's no way that's real, dude. Look at it again. Let me repost it. Look at it real close now. There it is.
I saw it.
There's different light sources on the two of them.
It's so bad though. You're thinking there's no way they Photoshop. That's got to be real.
And
yes, they did.
It's believable that Dennis Farina and Robin Williams could have had a photo together 1,000 times, but that one does not look like a real photo.
No, that thing's effed. There's no way.
I think what's weirding you out is that the fact that is not Robin Williams. It's like a Robin Williams impersonator.
Timu Robin Williams, yeah. He looks like a knockoff, first of all. Second of all, the lighting's all wrong. It's created like a flatness to him and a more 3D effect for Farina.
It's a 2D black and white photo, I'm just saying.
And then his head, if you look at the proportions of heads, if you really focus on that, he's too far out. Robin Williams is too large for where he should be in this photo. Even if he's leaning forward, but he's kind of not, because look, his neck is pulled. It's just utter shit. That is bullshit. Yeah, like everything. Right. It's every movie does this. This is not like new. This is just usually better handled than this. That's really bad.
It's usually done better than this. Yeah.
It's possible you had to make it look not great because there's a rights issue, and they're like, well, we don't really want people to think that Robin Williams agreed to be in this movie, so we'll just be shitty about it.
I don't know. Credits.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
No, I don't think if you show a likeness of somebody but they don't have a speaking line, I don't think you have to give them a credit. They can.
You don't have to.
Now, this is one of the craziest bits. This, according to Danny Trejo, he said the reason. So Vin Diesel was in this movie. He was supposed to be the Donald Logue. He was supposed to be the Donald Logue guy.
Okay.
He was supposed to be him. This very last minute change. The reason for this was Diesel was offered this role in a little movie you may have heard of, the series, The Fast and the Furious, in 2001.
Wouldn't that be? I'd love that.
He wisely chose that over this, and was discharged from his contract.
And you wouldn't need it because Vin Diesel is very intimidating, and I think Gary Sinise is just. I think it's a better intimidation.
Yeah, you don't need henchmen that overshadow the main bad guy.
Yeah, Logue would have been or Donald Logue at least is a cheesy little dude off to the side. He's not. He's
a weasel. You expect him to ratchet out, and that's exactly what he does.
I agree with you about henchmen not overshadowing, but I really wanted Danny Trejo to overshadow everybody because he's right there. And they set him up early in the movie as a guy who reads a lot, and he has a lot of deep thoughts, and then that is never paid off. Ever. The rest of the movie, he's just walking along reading a newspaper in the magic hotel where everywhere you go, there's a henchman.
Yeah.
I can see what he was thinking, though, in a couple of scenes where they had him in the foreground, just standing there.
Yeah, but
big giant head.
I think to Randy's point, and I agree with this, it's one thing to overshadow your henchman or have your henchman overshadow your main, but he just kind of give me a little more shadow, not a lot, not overshadow, just some shadow, because this is the least Danny Trejo role I've ever seen Danny Trejo play in my life. Maybe that's okay, but I wanted more out of him and didn't get it. The other guy, I forgot his name, but the other henchman, always smoking,
Clarence Williams III.
I liked him. I liked him a lot in this.
Oh, he was so good. He just ate the scenery up every time.
Yeah.
I loved it.
What is this fro business?
Like, what's he gonna do? That quiet argument they were having, Ben Affleck and him, you could just see it.
I took that Robin Williams photo and put it into Google Images to see if I could find the original photo that came from.
Yeah.
Google Images didn't come up with anything, but it did find the shirt that Robin Williams is wearing, and I can now buy this from Macy's if I want to.
Oh my gosh,
love it!
That's great, dude.
That's nice.
Then you
I
could
love it when that happens.
Yeah, then you could Photoshop yourself in there with a little bit of Dennis Farina. So there you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Why not? It seems easy. I mean, the movie sure made it look like anybody could be next to Dennis Farina. Why the hell not? Yeah, the thing with Charlize Theron, again, she's not like pissy about anyone in particular. She's not like mad at directors or mad at fellow actors or any of that. She's just like, this wasn't good.
She keeps it very vague and democratic why she doesn't like this movie.
I'm sure she looked at she probably got it at some point in the script and went, shit, what did I sign up for?
Yeah.
This character
this character makes she did it to work with the director, right? I need to find the interview, but it was just
it's right here. It's Esquire magazine. She says this back in 2007, one of her least favorite films. She said, quote, "That was a bad movie." She says bad 3 times. But I got to work with John Frankenheimer. I wasn't lying to myself. That's why I did it, she says. So
Yeah.
I mean,
it's an interesting he always ends up bringing an interesting visual style with
Oh, Frankenheimer's awesome, dude. Freaking the original Manchurian Candidate is so
Yes,
freaking
it's
good.
such a great film.
Oh, I like the newer one
And
too. But
Freaking Angela Lansbury, man. Wow.
yeah, long time
And
ago.
I understand that this movie isn't for Charlize Theron, but boy, this movie is really for me. Like they made this movie with me in mind, with with all of the plot twists and the action, and having Ashton Kutcher run out of a casino wearing a fake mustache. Like there were just a lot of things that I'm going to remember, and I'm gonna I hope I'm gonna also forget so I can enjoy it again.
Yeah. You'll forget so much.
I'd forgotten about you had talked about forgetting part of it, Brian. I'd forgotten about the James Frayne twist at the end. I was like, oh yeah, okay. So that took me by surprise.
One
It's
of
been a
the
while since I've seen it.
One of the best American accent speaking British actors ever. He's very good at it.
Yes.
You never even question it. And my first exposure to him, I think, or at least memorable exposure, was the one about King Henry VIII. What was that called? The Tudors. The Tudors.
The Tudors.
Yeah, he played Michael Saint.
Good.
Or no, something. He was a churchy dude, but he was kind of like his right hand man.
Churchy dude.
He was freaking great in that. Just ate up the
you
scenery.
always feel like he feels very dangerous too, right? He's also one of those guys.
Yes,
where it's
he
like
always always seems like he's crafting something or working against you. I'm trying to know obviously Star Trek, but no other like big IP, like no Marvel MCU stuff.
Oh,
which
that's surprising.
Like he would be.
That's very surprising to me. I don't know why.
This feels like the peak for James Frayne. This is it. In this movie he hit his peak, and now he's just got to be on
I don't know about this
prestige television series.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, no. Right.
Yeah.
He was just movie. Randy's saying peak movie, right? That's as far as
maybe.
I think you could still use him as a great villain in something. He's still he was just on Quantum Leap last year, the remake of that.
I don't know why
series.
you laugh.
I know, but I'm saying that he still
he was
looks like he could play that kind of movie villain and be great in something like I said, an MCU thing would be perfect for him.
He'd make a great tragic.
Yeah. Oh, and
I
I
think
take it
he'd
back.
make a great tragic character.
He was an Agent Carter, so he did do an MCU thing. He was old.
I forgot about that.
Leet Brannis.
Leet Brannis.
Yeah.
As I've told you many
no idea
times,
who that is. But
as I've told you many times, my favorite character from all of DC is Azrael, and he was Azrael in Gotham.
Yeah.
And that also had Donal Logue in it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Oh, I forgot he was in Tron. He was in Tron Legacy. I loved him as Jarvis.
Okay, so we have
about that.
A few more IP things. Never mind. I take it back. He has been a few.
Burn Notice. He was great on.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it seems like all these characters end up dying. Am I getting that right?
He was a whole season of 24 as the bad guy.
He dies a lot.
I just want to say, I'm not saying that he's bad or lost or something. I'm just saying James Frayne is young in this movie, and this is the best he's ever going to look, and he's still kind of not that great looking.
Wow! Oh, good. I'm glad you softened. I'm glad you softened it.
Yeah. Charlize Theron picked him. She picked him.
That was amazing.
What did you feel about Charlize Theron's silver puffy jacket, Randy? While you're talking about ugly shit.
Oh my god,
that was really ugly. It was a very ugly jacket.
You know what? This movie had some great costumes. Yeah. I was kind of impressed that the movie, because it could have blown one of two ways, right? It could have gone too far, and you're going to be like, wow, those Santas, there's no way they pull that off. The Santas look too good.
Yeah.
And it could have also gone the other way, where you're like, hey, why didn't these characters put any effort into, but no, this movie nails exactly what they would look like. And like when they do have a few wardrobe changes, although I would point out Rudy, even as Nick, for most of the movie, Rudy's clothes never change, and I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job of not.
Even though she went and bought him a bunch of shit, it was still. Right. Yeah.
And at the very end of the movie, because the whole movie is just about Rudy getting home for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And at the very end of the movie, he makes it, and you see him, and it's like you're sitting at the Christmas dinner table. You didn't even wash your face, dude.
Yeah, I that felt very dreamlike. I didn't appreciate that. I'm like,
it was.
Yeah, I
Have you
didn't need
considered
it to
that
be
he died?
dreamlike.
Mm.
Exactly. I didn't
Mm.
want to feel like he had died somewhere along, like he was dead somewhere along the way or something. But yeah, it felt dreamlike. I needed
Right. The sticking the money in the mailboxes didn't help.
yeah.
That's such a weird. I mean, okay, he's being Santa Claus. He's feeling generous. He's giving the money away.
For
but
the first
it feels so
second.
dumb.
Yeah, right. For the first second when he was doing it, I was like, oh, so he's like Santa Claus. And he's giving back to the community. So maybe he's not as bad. And I was like, wait a minute. That's going to cause all kinds of freaking trouble.
Oh, man.
People are going to be out there going,
Right.
there's money in the mailboxes.
Exactly. Oh, this the serial number of this bill was involved in a.
And does that make it a federal
Yeah.
crime since it's in a mailbox?
I mean,
By the way, why did he put 2 stacks in everybody else's mailbox, and then he put 2 in Rex Fuller's mailbox, and then he took one of them back out? What's up with Rex Fuller?
What's wrong with Rex Fuller? You got to read into it because they didn't tell us enough story. Here's the thing, though. He also goes home for Christmas. Never changes. He's in that suit still, covered in blood and dirt and shit. That thing,
it felt dreamlike. Yeah, like I was saying, it just didn't feel right.
The police are looking nearby for a bunch of Santas that committed a heist, and he's just still going to wear the Santa outfit.
Yeah. Did he walk home, or where do you?
Yeah, he must have.
Yes.
Yeah, must have.
He absolutely walked home. It was a 14-mile walk, so he did a half marathon.
It's such a weird choice that I thought. Just like, wait a minute. Okay, I know what they were trying to do there. It's like, we need an ending to this. We need, I don't know, we need Steve Martin on the stairs with his wife, and we need John Candy at the base of the stairs.
Yeah.
And that's
the worst cover of Every Time You Go Away ever.
Yes, we need all of that to kind of finish things out. You do a little narration. He's at the family table. We don't really see anyone's faces. I get it. But
some slow version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, maybe.
He would have gotten out of that bloody, disgusting crime suit before he sat down to dinner with those people.
Yeah.
Just
Probably
annoyed me.
still carrying the rum-filled squirt gun, too. Like,
yeah, dude, I hated that thing.
And obviously, I mean, I felt like there was so many. Why am I complaining about this part? I don't know. Anyway, like, no one come to pick him up. He had to ride the bus home, I was assuming. So that means that his parents are either elderly, they couldn't do it, or no one wanted to pick him up. And I'm like, so he ain't gonna just show up, been in jail for everybody hates him at the house, right? You know that. So I don't know. It left too many questions for me.
Oh, they
made me mad.
Many questions, and that's I think that they really just lazied out for that last bit, which is a weird thing to get from a Frankenheimer movie. That guy doesn't do that. He sews up stuff. He's known for it. And this is a weird sandwich because you go from this, or no, sorry, let me back that up. You go from that horrible Dr. Moreau Island deal movie that he made.
We got to watch that one.
We do. The Val Kilmer one. He does that, which is a total bomb and reviewed terribly. He makes Ronin one of the greatest movies in my list. I love Ronin so much. Okay. And then he goes and does this. What a weird sandwich. That bread is effed. The Ronin meat is good, but the bread is bad.
Is this the Christmas movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. I was making sure there's no argument there.
A major plot point hinges on the fact that they have to go in Santa suits to complete the ruse.
Yeah, it's the Die Hard thing where I think Ibbott made a really good argument last week about Die Hard 2 not being one compared to 1. I mean, it's set during Christmas, but you're right. The Christmas things are not involved in the direct plot, whereas in 1 it is, and in this definitely. Like these suits, when they dress up, the night they go, like all that matters.
They send half the guards home on Christmas, so you know it's going to be less defended and all that. So
it's just Mike at the casino.
Yeah, no, it's not it's not. You know, there's the definition of Christmas movie that involves the word heartwarming, and this is not heartwarming.
No.
But
no, but they tried at the end, and that's why I was annoyed. It's like, don't try to be heartwarming.
Yeah, exactly.
Ben Affleck's character didn't change. Also, next day he's arrested. You're done.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah, you're going back to jail, and you're going to tie you back to all the stuff you think you've covered up your steps for, or that, you know, James Frayne supposedly covered up for you now that you figured out a way out or whatever. But they're going to catch you. So
I don't know.
Enjoy your dinner in your dirty suit.
Town.
Yeah.
He caused a lot of chaos by dropping that money in mailboxes. That is going to be a nightmare.
It's almost like a trail of breadcrumbs. Laura, let's see where the last mailbox full of money is. Oh, right next to Rudy's house. Great, Rudy's family house. Let's look there.
Yep.
What do you do when you go outside and you got a big bundle of cash in your mailbox? I mean,
maybe he walked home a very circuitous route, so it wouldn't just draw a line to where he was going.
Maybe. Think of that.
I think a lot of that talk like that you've just been having, this movie has some heart or some emotional issues. I think you can lay that on both the combination of the director and the writer, right? This is an Aaron Kruger written movie. Our first Frankenheimer movie, our first Aaron Kruger movie.
Oh, we've never done a Frankenheimer movie. I guess not.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, wow. All right.
And Aaron Kruger is known for these action movies, right? So like his most recent, probably the most acclaimed film that he's written was Top Gun Maverick. Mm-hmm. And it's always got this kind of thing where he's trying to insert some heart, and it either works for you or it doesn't. And I for me, this movie, the heart part worked. I really actually enjoyed that last scene and sequence.
Yeah. I mean, execution's weird, but you're not wrong about the point of it. Like if you just look at this from a script view, it's fine. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Mm-hmm. It's got the right pieces. It's weirdly executed. You could argue Frankenheimer's getting toward the end of what he does, and he kind of was. Let's see. He did 3 more things after this. He did Ambush, which is a short film, Path to War, a TV movie, and then The Hire, another short film. So this is his last theatrical big budget movie. And then he died in 2002. So this movie comes out a year and a half before he dies. It's like, I think he's just was kind of done, And good on Charlize Theron for getting, having one of her goals met. Get it to be in a Frankenheimer movie, but it must have been a little weird. He's like, "All right, you can be in my movie, but you gotta show us your boobies multiple times."
Yeah.
And she said,
she was
multiple times.
This is not the only movie.
No, twice.
Yeah, she's definitely 3 days in the valley or whatever that was. That's the first time I ever saw.
Oh no, I meant I think Brian was saying multiple times in this movie. She does with in the motel sex with Ben Affleck. She's
nudie in
that. We got to see.
Yeah, there's an edited version that doesn't have that and extra darts being thrown in Ben Affleck's back. There's a couple other scenes longer in the diner when he's eating his pecan pie. So there's kind of several versions out there. The director's cut has all that stuff in it. Yeah. We saw kind of a combination, at least on Paramount Plus or wherever we watched it, saw a mishmash of those versions.
I watched it on Plex again this week.
Oh, did you? Okay.
It was over 2 hours, so I definitely know I watched mine got a little more probably than I'd been seeing. Because I think
how many darts did
right? I don't know. Every one of them hurts. That is such a good scene because it escalates his character from will he, won't he, to this guy's a monster. He really is.
And if a dart is sharp enough to go all the way in and you put one in my pectoral muscle and one in my abdomen, I'm done. It's going to be weeks before I'm even walking around.
Oh, yeah. How are you going to recover from that shit? I mean, that's just the first one going in. He makes the most amazing yell, though, when he first gets stabbed. Oh, it's so good. I captured it, but it's so good, you guys.
Oh, good.
I'll play it early.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, that's the sound I would make too if I got hit with a dart.
Affleck makes a really good victim. And in the parts of this movie where he is a victim of something, I really appreciated his performance.
Yeah, it's I mean, again, I don't think he's that. How do I put this? Ben Affleck is not Matt Damon in terms of performances overall. Although, you know what? That thing they did together, the Ridley Scott thing, what was that called? The Last Night or Two Nights and a Lady?
Right. The 2 Nights, a Lady in a Pizza Place. Yeah. What was it called? The Last Duel?
The Last Duel, that's it. Yeah. What a performance by everyone, including Affleck. Affleck was amazing. And this was the thing where he had to do an accent. He had to look like a kingly, princely guy. He had to do all this shit that you don't think of him in. And I went in there nervous. I was like, this is not going to work. And he killed it. So
great.
Sometimes he blows me away. Sometimes he just leaves me going, okay.
So there's been a couple, because I want to say something kind of controversial probably. So when Robert Downey Jr. got cast as Iron Man, I immediately, since I read the comics so much, I was like, oh shit, that's spot on because he is that guy. And I feel the same way about Ben Affleck and Batman. I feel like there's something about it that feels so much closer to the Batman in the comics that I remember than anything else. And I think he just nails that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were robbed of some good quality Batman possibilities.
Yeah, yeah.
It was hard to look past all the problems with the Snyderverse and
Exactly.
everything. But if
Snyderverse made it complicated.
yeah, if they'd have done it right, he's brooding enough. He's the right age for the kind of Batman they were doing. Like all that stuff would have been kind of cool if they'd have just seen it through, but they didn't. And I always liked his voice modulator. I know I may be alone in this.
Oh, I'm with you.
I prefer that over, what's his name going,
I'm talking like this.
I'm gonna talk like this.
Bale, yes.
Especially when he's talking to Alfred, who knows who he is. Come on.
No, this suit just presses on my neck in a very uncomfortable way.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
don't have to do that.
I almost feel like I can't forgive Nolan for that. It pissed me off to then and now. Oh, I hate it so much. And I love him. I love his movies. But Christopher Nolan, it's Batman talking to Alfred, who knows he's Batman. You don't need to do the Batman voice.
We're living in a time that there's a new Superman thing going on right now.
Yeah, it looks good.
So excited.
I could not be more excited about that
so
thing.
different.
I'm so into it. It's now that, by the way, as of this morning, it is the third most, and it's on its way to being the number one, but it's the third most watched trailer in history.
Oh, wow.
History.
Yeah. There's
I don't know what the other two are.
There's so much of it. Oh, it's
The other two might be Star Wars related or
Oh.
something, something slightly larger hype window, but this thing beats every other MCU or DC trailer. It's like crazy.
Just because you just mentioned Christopher Nolan, I just have to remind you that we are about 18 months away from his next movie coming out.
Oh.
And it stars Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, and Charlize Theron.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Put them all in it. Just don't have someone who knows who you are do a voice while he knows who you are.
Anybody bothered by her last name, by the way? Do you go back and forth between calling her Charlize Theron and Charlize Theron?
I say Theron.
Yeah, she says in her interviews that it's Theron, so I assume that's
that and Donald Loogie.
Donald Loogie. Hey, I gotta. This may be controversial. I got a little bit of a conspiracy theory about the poster, so I just put it in. You guys can see it.
Is that photoshopped? You think?
Yes, because they all are.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah, like crazy. But anyway, I think they were trying to make him either by accident or on purpose.
Right.
They are trying to give him a young Arnold look. If you look at his mouth, cover his eyes, that looks like Arnold's mouth.
I can see that.
Like young Arnold.
He certainly looks a lot different than I remember him looking. He had, like Ibbott had said in his intro, like that dough face. He has it's just so weird. It was like, how is he so soft?
Right.
He's so soft and supple.
He was very soft back then, right?
Yeah.
This is what, 2-3 years after putting a graham cracker in what's her name's belly button hole?
Yeah, true story.
About 5 or 6 years after, but yes.
Was it? That was like 98. 98, 2000?
Either way.
That's only a couple years. Yeah, 2-3 years. Whatever. He's at this time in his career where everybody thought he was the hot new action star.
Wait
guy.
a minute. This is 2000?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I have been laboring under a very different assumption. I had this movie in like 2005 or something in my brain.
Oh man.
Oh, funny. Yeah, that's why but it still feels like it was made in the 90s, like early 90s, just the production value. And it missed its Christmas release, right? Like it released in February of 2000, not
really? That's
not
unfortunate.
at Christmas time. Yeah. Because they did reshoots. The director actually released an original version that was the director's cut I was mentioning earlier, and he made the big mistake of showing it to test audiences and listening to what they say. And and they took out some of the violence. They took out some extra sex. They changed a couple things, and the Farina was originally going to live at the end, but they said, well, that won't work because he could identify everybody. And so he said, all right, we'll do reshoots, we'll do editing, and it pushed it outside. So everybody wants to go see a Christmas movie, even an action film in February of the next year following Christmas.
It's like when they used to do I think they still do, but the Simpsons Halloween things land in November now.
Right.
It's like, why are you doing? Don't do that. Put it on Halloween. What are you doing?
Exactly.
Dumbasses. This is a great picture of them having a good time, just in case we sound too negative about this movie. Here, I'll put it in here. Look at them all enjoying the director, having a little laugh there. She's like, yeah, that's great. Anyway, I'm not wearing a bra. Let's go.
I'm gonna hate this film in a few years, but it's fun now.
It was shot in the winter in Prince George, BC, and of course you go up there when you want a lot of snow.
Yeah.
And still they had to add snow. They had to add fake snow all over the place. There were so many shots of these piles of fake snow, and then there's no snow on the trees. Come on, guys. There would be snow on the trees too.
Yeah.
Just put some up there.
Why not?
There was some that just looked like straight up styrofoam. Like carved styrofoam.
But you don't have to use plastic, right? It's winter in British Columbia. You get a snowblower and move the snow around. They just didn't move it very well, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is a very common. That's a common place to film, though, right? Up there.
When you want these snow shots, like Strange Brew was shot in Prince George. The movie Dreamcatcher, which has a ton of outdoor snowy shots, was shot in Prince George. It's not that much because it's a small town. It's not like you don't want people to go there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I just always wonder how much Atlanta cut into their film business up there. And I guess it just depends on what time of year you want to look for and all that, because Atlanta would sure like to have it all, you know.
Give me
Atlanta. Yeah. Well, that's where you go. That's where you go when you want the SoCal weather most of the year, but you don't want to pay SoCal prices.
Just the fact that they get every MCU movie, they get every major TV production. They just get everything down there now. The tax breaks must be fat.
The taxes. He's doing the thing. It's he's saying about the taxes.
The taxes, baby.
Taxes.
There's another little note here. I got a little scrutiny, and I can't imagine anyone will disagree.
Scrutiny.
I don't think you can flush a laminated driver's license down a toilet.
I wrote that down too. That was like the biggest problem for me.
A little wide for the pipes.
Yeah,
I think it's just gonna float around. It's probably gonna stick to the side as the water goes down.
Exactly, and
also you don't want to lose it completely. You just want to hide it from anybody who might check your wallet.
Right.
So put it in the tank of the toilet. Yeah. And then you can come back to that room some other time and get it.
Yeah, I agree.
Or you put it in your sock or under the sole, like the insole of your shoe or so. Yeah. I'm just telling you all where I hide shit.
For some, it made me think that the end of this would be like the way it worked in, what was the movie that De Niro, De Palma made it? Unusual. What's it called? What's the one?
De Niro.
I don't know. This is a
De Palma. Kevin Costner, Sean Connery. Help me here.
Oh, No Way Out.
No Way Out. No, not No Way Out. The mobster one, based on the TV show, The Untouchables. Geez, Scott.
Oh, Untouchables. Right. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So Untouchables, the way they finally take down Capone, and famously in real life, is tax evasion. Right. This movie, I thought the way they would take down this gang was plumbers would come and find out that this pipe is all effed up because of his driver's license. I honestly thought when he put it in there that that's where this was headed, because my brain would not accept that big fat laminated card inside of a pipe.
Yeah, me either.
So I went, that's going to come up again later. Like literally that's going to come up again later. And it didn't. So I was kind of
That thing's going to fight against being flushed like nobody's business.
Yeah.
It's no.
Did anything make it?
Scott,
yeah, go ahead.
Were you grossed out by the thought of being the second guy that she was kissing in like a matter of 30 seconds?
Or the third. Yeah. There was a lot of that going on, but no, I wrote down the thing that grossed me out was him licking his fingers after eating that pie finally.
Gross.
It was pretty it was like Lord of the Rings eating a tomato moment for this movie.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a little too vigorous, but you're not wrong in that other thing. It's just that I can put that behind me knowing that how films are made and cuts are made, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to be like kissing a young, long-haired Gary Sinise in a pool. You could do worse than that. It's all right.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
But there's near the end, she kisses Gary Sinise with a lot of tongue, and then a minute later she kisses James Frayne with a lot of tongue. And I'm
it is just 30 seconds later. Like, ooh, I can still taste a little Sinise on you.
Yeah. I can still taste the Sinise on your lips. Gross. He was,
For me, the whole movie, he was Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
He looked like
And,
Lieutenant Dan the whole time. The same haircut, same beard.
Yeah.
And
What's weird is that this was like a decade after that movie. So like somehow he looked younger in this than he did in Forrest Gump.
Well, 6 years, but yeah. Wait. 94 to 2000, however long that is. 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, so he's great. I love him. I found out, did a little deep dive why we don't see Sinise very often anymore. And I thought maybe something was wrong, or maybe he's had health issues or all that. I wasn't sure what it was. He semi-retired, still did things here and there, but semi-retired because he wanted to raise his kids and didn't think he didn't want to be one of those dads that never showed up in Hollywood for their kids.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
I think that's great. I respect him. I like him a lot. And what a cool career. The guy's in like big Oscar movies, shitty little things like this. Never puts in a bad performance. Just Gary Sinise to me is one of those dudes. There will be a day when everyone looks back and goes, "Oh yeah, he was awesome."
Yeah.
Right now we just sort of
watch this.
yeah.
I know this is kind of off topic, but Rick Moranis, you ever like went back and looked to see what he did?
Oh, same kind of deal, right?
Yeah, same kind of deal. Yeah, for his kids and stuff. Oh man, it's just
I respect that.
amazing.
It's admirable for sure.
Yeah, big respect for guys that decide to do that because he, I don't know, he still does little things, but you can just tell he's kind of controlling his career the way he wants to do it. And I guess not everybody has that option, but it must be nice.
This was our 13th Danny Trejo movie on Film Sack.
Oh my Lord.
He is one of our white whales that we need to always chase for Film Sack.
Yeah, no doubt.
13 now.
I mean, he'll do it.
Every one of them I have enjoyed watching with you guys. Every single one of them.
Aww.
Replacement Killers, Dusk Till Dawn,
Yeah.
Predators. Did we do Predators? I think we did.
Yes, we did. Predators, yes.
Yeah, he's great. Look, the one part of the movie that actually made me laugh out loud, I choked on a Diet Coke when I saw it, was when Danny Trejo smacked Ben Affleck in the face after he ate the pie. Yeah. And then just sat there looking at him.
Right, exactly.
That made me laugh so hard, dude. I had to rewind. I was laughing so hard. And I thought, more of that. Get Danny Trejo doing more weird shit like this. What are you doing, movie? Right. It's like his only moment to shine. What else did we see him in? Oh, Desperado, dude. Oh,
Yep.
Freaking
keep going. There's so many. My favorite, I think, will always be Badass, just because it's so unexpected that would work.
Yeah.
And then we saw Badass 2.
I like Badass. Yeah, Badass was all right. And then Badass 2, you realized, this can be you can really screw this up. You can have a good idea and then ruin it. Nice job, guys. Let's see what else we got here. What did I write? Oh, you know what felt old is Farina's videotape security room. Good Lord.
Oh yeah.
Even for 2000, I think we were doing different stuff then. There was like DAT tapes and stuff.
And it's so stupid when someone's shooting at like monitors and tape. Right. Those are discrete bullets that aren't going to do a lot of overall damage, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so on a shelf full of VHS cassettes, you just took out 3 of them, and not even really, I don't know. There's something weird about it.
Yeah,
this is bullshit anyway.
I did like when Farina jumped out of the upper window thing. By the way, very strong memories of The Rock in that Standing Tall movie, because there's a similar casino. Do you remember that casino where you can jump out the main window and now you're down on the floor there? Yeah. It may have been the same set.
Because you got like, at the casinos, you always have like, what is the perch or whatever it is, where they're kind of watching everybody and everything. So it just makes sense. It's like, because usually it's got like mirrored glass, I'm assuming, where you can't see up there. When they bust out, it's like, they're there. They are watching.
As much as I love an MGM or a freaking Cosmo or like giant, beautiful, modern casinos, there's something very, I wouldn't say attractive because it's kind of skeevy too, but there's something I like about a crappy Mesquite. Yes. Like go to Mesquite or Wendover and you're in this like less than great casino that's just a little ratty and there's some wood paneling and something about that.
I felt like
I like it.
I do too. I feel like they didn't explore part of their commentary they wanted to make on small town casinos that may impact especially places like with reservations, Native Americans, and how it may be impacting the community. And I feel like they started to say something about it and said, let's just have Ben Affleck drop some cash off in the mailbox.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, you get a little bit of that,
Let's
like
wrap that up.
just with the stuff that Farina's saying when before any of the heist stuff happens, and Farina's meeting with the tribal leaders, and Douglas like, oh yeah, no, smoke peace pipe, not the right thing to
Not
say.
the best look.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm a huge fan of tiny Indian casinos, and if you ever want to find one, you'd be shocked how close you are to a small Indian casino if you're in the United States.
Yeah.
There are, I think, 511 of them in all of the United States.
Yeah, you've got to be in a state that doesn't allow regular ones. Like Colorado, we've got. I don't think any of those in Colorado are tribal. But when I was up in Washington, there's like some great ones up there.
Yeah.
I want you to know. Want you to know there are Indian casinos in Colorado. You can go to 500nations.com and see. The only states where there aren't are very strange. Like Utah doesn't have any because Utah restricts everything. But then like Missouri and Illinois don't have any. Why? There's reasons. They all have reasons.
Yeah.
Anyway,
people like to make fun of Utah, but there's always another place that does the same shit.
No, I still like to make fun. Keep making fun.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, I like it. It keeps costs of living down. Everybody keep making fun of it.
I know. We're envious. Could we please start making fun of Colorado now too?
Yeah. I mean, we had the pandemic ruined us because everybody went, "Ooh, we're moving to Utah. Ooh, it's awesome here." No one told us. I'm like, shit. The gig is up, dude. The jig and the gig are up here in Utah.
Yeah.
My love affair with tiny Indian casinos started in Eagle Pass, Texas, where 30 years ago, a tribe that was disappearing, they were all living under a bridge in Eagle Pass, Texas, got the right to build a casino and operate a casino. The tribe was called the Kickapoo. And I went out there to see it, and I swear to God, it was a barn. They built a barn. And they brought in some person to run the place who knew how to run casinos because none of the Kickapoo could speak English. And they were all like standing around at their games and stuff. And you couldn't communicate with the people working there because they didn't speak English.
Right.
It was amazing. It was so freaking awesome. I would love to revisit that moment in my life. And I'm always reaching for it again because it's just so fascinating to me.
Yeah. Kickapoo's just fun to say too, right?
It is.
Yes,
fun.
it is.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's no offense to the Kickapoo Nation.
No, it's fun because we're stupid.
Because we're stupid. We're dumb and we're lame. And
I think stupid stuff's funny.
Yeah.
But what's funny to me is if you go to 500nations.com and you look up Texas Indian casinos on that website, the first one that comes up is the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino in Eagle Pass, Texas.
Lucky Eagle.
I do think it's funny that like all the states surrounding us, with the exception of, I don't think Idaho has them. I think Idaho is also a
Idaho
does.
Do they? Okay, interesting. But all the states that touch us have some form of Indian casinos. Sure. And we're the state with freaking Ute in the name. We're named after a Ute.
As a matter of fact, like some of the Colorado, the tribal ones are, I just looked them up, Ute Mountain Casino and Sky Ute Casino Resort near Durango.
They all left. They hopped over the mountain and said, F that. Yep. We're making them over here then.
Exactly, yeah.
I wish we had them just because I like a small dinky. Yeah. When we went over here, which is only like an hour or something that direction.
Did you hear that? It's got like a small dinky.
It's fun. Like I used to wonder why my grandma would load up on a bus with all her friends and go there.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't even gamble. I just like the vibe.
Oh,
it doesn't even have to be a tribal casino. Mitsula took me to some that are along the way from Vegas to Silver City. And there's these little ones along the way that are just locals, and they reek of cigarette smoke, but they all have that like, this feels like it could also be a Denny's kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like Denny's with craps tables. It's great. Well, super well lit.
Yeah.
Big windows. They don't care about all the strip casino rules.
It's such a weird, why that's attractive is weird. I can't put my finger on why I like it, but I do.
Well, I like it because the minimums are so low. Like you can get on a craps table for $1 or $2 on the pass line.
Oh, well, there's a good answer
$10, $10 minimum for 15 or 20 on the strip.
You can play war and guess what number I'm thinking of.
Right. Why don't I just take you in the back and kick your ass?
Great Wallace Shawn moment. Everybody should watch that vacation movie for him alone. He's amazing in it. Anything else before we cut to clips? Great clips, even Like
Great clips.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the haircut,
yeah.
you know.
You
Uh,
can do your
list,
haircut at
I wrote
home,
down-
feel
oh.
like you went to great clips.
Yeah.
This movie does something that I always like, which is when you've got a character that you need to establish background for. They go in their own library and pull out teenage photos of themselves.
Yes,
So
I
like
love that.
the wall of Charlize Theron as a teenager and going to prom and all these young photos of Charlize Theron. It's like, oh, those are great. I want a close up of those.
Yep.
It's terrific to kind of see that she's a real human being.
Yeah. This is when she was in South Africa.
Not
or
made in a
whatever.
lab.
Yeah.
I just love that sometimes when you see this, maybe not this movie specifically, but sometimes when you see this, there was a producer who took a media artist to Charlize Theron's mom's house. And they went through some pictures to find. I just love that little aspect of it.
Yeah. There's also a Furiosa Fury Road appropriateness to the deaths of our two main villains at the end with big trucks and cars and stuff. And
That was nice.
I like that. Also, I did write a note in here that said this movie is basically a very long and more serious episode of Three's Company, and I stand by it.
Yeah. Because
It was all just a big misunderstanding
That
the
was-
whole time.
Yeah.
I did write that down as well because it felt like it was written as a comedy, but then they turned it into something else.
Yeah.
But the gayness is reversed. In Three's Company, Jack Tripper's pretending to be gay to get along. In
Right.
this movie, we have a guy getting out of prison. We know what's been happening between these two guys.
Yeah.
Second movie. I'll be glad to get to our next movie where half the characters are not named after some kind of Christmas thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rudy, come on, Rudolph.
Rudy, Nick, Gabriel.
Reindeer Games. Yeah.
Pretty lame.
I was a little confused though by Merlin and Jumpy. Those two names didn't work for me.
Yes. Were they from the island of
Jumpy, the
Misfit
forgotten reindeer.
Boys? Right.
Yeah, right.
He was a little
Yeah.
jumpy too. Yeah, I don't know.
Had a little too much
Jumpy
crack.
as well.
Jumpy.
No one likes the Charlie in the box.
Was Trejo jumpy? Trejo is jumpy, right?
Yeah.
I love that name. It's amazing. All right. Well, let's get to clips. We got some here, and I'm going to play them. That's how it's going to go. Oh, shit. I'm in the wrong place. All right. Let's get into the right place. Let's start with this one. This is a clip provided by Charlize Theron. Oh, no. This is... Oh, you guys heard it. I'll play it again.
Holiday Jello.
I just like that guy. He was great.
Holiday Jello. Was he involved?
No, he just was putting bugs and shit. He sucks.
He's just Buggy. They
Yeah.
called him Buggy.
The bug thing may
Yeah,
have
the
been
bug-
a plant, though, right? Because
it was the plan was that Frayne was going to get stabbed out in the yard, but the riot was like a happy accident for him. He's like, well, then that happened, and we realized I didn't have to get stabbed out in the yard.
okay, so the bugs were just because it's gross.
The
there.
bugs were, in this case, the bugs were bugs.
Yeah, bugs. Sometimes a bug is just a bug, right?
Exactly.
Here's Ben Affleck yelling at guards. Guards. Yeah, little crack at the end there, like that.
Awesome.
50% off.
50% off, my friend. Oh.
Oh gosh, I hate it.
Because she works there. She gets a discount.
Yeah, or at least she said she did.
I was so bought into her character in that moment. I really believed that she was a strange, broken woman who just wanted a prisoner to get out and be with her.
You be her next Mark.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, Randy, I'm with you, and I honestly, I'm still a little sad that that's not literally what it was. It's fine. The other thing's just so tropey that they did that kind of put me off. Mrs. Claus after Santa has a long Christmas Eve.
When I get back in that room, you better be wearing nothing but a candy cane.
Jeez.
You better get a game.
Where I guess just dangling off,
Nope. In your bum.
Yeah.
In your bum. In your bum.
like inserted, like that.
Inserted in your bum, right up to the curve.
A candy peg, basically.
A candy peg.
Right up the Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh,
right down the chimney, I guess, as Sinise puts it later.
Yeah. Although he should have said up the chimney. I don't know why I said
I
down the
know.
chimney.
It's like what, down the chimney. I think you mean up the chimney.
Yeah, that's wrong. All right. Someone having some fun.
Looks like somebody's been having some fun.
I love him so much.
Ice cream, Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Put him in the truck.
Put him in the truck.
Put him in the truck. This sounds yummy.
Man, they got a shitload of cookies.
That guy. He's great. He was so stoked about the cookies.
Why was one of them in the closet when he came into that room too? By the way, that was so weird.
It was a little weird.
Well, they're just all hiding so they can all jump
why
out.
bother? I mean, Sinise was just sitting over in a chair, just waiting.
Right. No, exactly. It is really silly because all they do is just jump out, and they wait until the fight has gotten out of control for the last person, and then they jump out to help. As opposed to like, if we all jump out at once, the goal is to get this guy, right?
Yeah.
Seems like it'd be too obvious.
Not to see how few people we can do it in. This isn't named that tune.
Now, it has been a few weeks since we've had one of these, but here's this.
Say my name.
All right, here's the movie saying its name. Here we go.
Don't play no reindeer games with me.
Nice job, dude. Nice job.
Yeah.
I like a movie that says its name.
Why did he say that though?
I don't know.
Because he's basically saying, "I've read your prison letters. I know who you are. I know what you know. Don't play any reindeer games." I don't know why reindeer games.
Yeah.
It seems silly, but
because the name of the movie. That's why.
But I do the Family Guy thing now in Peter's voice. I'll go, "Hey, he said the name of the movie."
It's funny because if you, I guess they must have wanted to call it something else because I was on Just Watch when I was looking this up.
Deception was the original name of the. Deception was the original name of the film.
What a boring name.
Dumb name.
Yeah,
would
dumb
telegraph the shit out of the ending, though, right?
Right. Well, yeah, but also I just suddenly it's way less of a Christmas movie.
He's deceiving Ashley about who he really is, and sure.
Here's Washer.
Triple twist.
Yeah, triple twist. That's how they should have called it. I like that. Triple twist. Or 3X. 3X. And then they have to explain it in the subtitle.
Yeah.
All right, here's something with your mouth. Oh, yeah, I know what this is.
Watch your mouth. It's Christmas.
Donald Logue doing his business there. Here's some stutter time. Okay, so Affleck does this weird thing. I'll just play it, and then I'll play it again because you got to pay attention to the first part.
I just want to...
You hear that? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, that is weird.
I just want to...
He's stuttering. He's going... It's weird. I didn't like it. Trejo, blood on shoes.
I don't get no blood on my shoes.
All right. I won't. You were underused in your shoes. Mm-hmm. There's that one line we mentioned.
I had better sex in prison.
Yeah, you did. You sure did. I don't want to know how or why. I get it. I get what he's saying. I get his point. Anyway, I'm not the guy.
He's not the guy. He was telling her he's not the guy. He's not the guy. Now, I understand why he'd tell us he's not the guy, but why would he tell her that he's not the guy? Maybe he's not the guy.
Good Lord. Now, I will admit I edited some of that blank space out, but that's the line. That's the string of dialogue just without some pauses.
Yeah. Not the guy.
Yep. Nick needs his hot chocolate.
Nick doesn't do anything until Nick gets something for Nick. I want some hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, love when you talk about yourself in the third person.
Yep. And then change it at the very end. It's like,
yeah,
I want this. It's like, no, you just said that this other guy did. All right. Another weird Affleck sound.
I mean,
there you go. I mean, what?
That just dawned on me, and I don't know why I didn't write this in my notes, but I was thinking at the time, like once he spies on them in the pool and realizes, oh, they're in this together, they're just using me. I'm free from my hotel room. I can just run out. I can either get out of the hotel altogether, or since I have the ability to use a switchblade knife and pry open a hotel lock, I can go into any room and hide there.
And they'll never know.
And they'll never know.
Yep.
And they don't, at least he doesn't think they know his name.
No.
That's the thing that really got me. The whole movie, I'm like, he can just leave. And they don't know.
They still think
he's going to go. Right. And it's in the end when you find out, no, they actually do know exactly who he is.
She knows. She's the only person who really knows, though. Like the Sinise and company didn't know that he wasn't really Nick.
Oh, you think she kept that from them?
I think she kept that from him. Yeah, because it was imperative to the whole
to motivate.
Oh, right. See, but yeah, I'm with Randy that it wasn't clear, but yeah. That makes sense,
wasn't
right?
Meant to be clear, right?
Because her plan went further than Gabriel's knowledge, obviously. Because Gabriel thought he was the dude.
Gabriel thought he was Nick, and it was important that he keep up the ruse and
they may have handled that a little sloppily, but I think you're right. Here's Kutcher yelling a thing.
Please, don't kill me! Don't kill me! Relax.
That's about all you get.
Mm-hmm. He totally got punked.
Yeah, he got punked. Dude, where's my car? It's that Corvette in the parking lot.
Oh yeah,
right.
I realized
and
this.
then
this is like 25 years ago, but you would have to pay me so much more than $100 to change clothes with you. So much more, especially
you know,
if I'm
there's
in
no
a
good
casino.
reason. There's not a happy reason, no positive reason to do this.
No.
Yeah.
It's also weird to throw a guy up against a wall violently and go, I'll give you $100 if you change clothes with me. It's just weird. It's like,
Right.
I think the threat would be enough to make me do it.
You start with the money, and then if they don't take the money, then you push them up.
Yeah,
against the
there
wall.
you go. There's an
Now
order.
it's 50.
Yeah. There's an order to these things. Gosh dang it.
Yes. Yeah, you got to do it right.
Here is here's an underwater gun sound. I can only assume that's how it sounds. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But that
Is
was
possible?
man,
I don't know.
Worst. One of my worst fears: falling through ice and not being able to get back up.
We do need a trip alert, though.
Oh, I'll give you one for
Need a
that
trip alert.
if I can find it.
Anytime you fall through ice in a movie, you're instantly 20 feet down
Away from
down
the hole. Yeah.
Instantly. And then when someone gets in after you and you're both underwater, you both somehow have underwater breathing for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was you had to park your brain a bit, but I'm with Ibbot that's nightmare fuel.
Brian Dunaway just said gillyweed. Oh my God.
You said gilly
Thank you
because you
for
can't breathe without the gillyweed.
Gillyweed.
That's where you hide your weed. All right.
Not even supposed to be in this tournament.
No.
You put your name in.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The goblet.
The goblet of fire. All right. Here's Ben Affleck doing a weird voice. Whoops. He was trying to say get out of here because the guy was going to get shot and it was cold.
Right.
So for some reason he was all slurred, but she wasn't. No, it didn't really work for me. But hearing him do that made me laugh. So
Get out of here, man.
yeah, get out of here, man.
But then he recovers like so fast.
Oh yeah, I did fine after that. But then he got hit with a dart and he went. That's great. Great. Let's see. Oh, Trejo again with another. This part made me laugh, I think.
It was on my credit card.
He was all pissed about that.
My credit card.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's great. I want some tacos now. Not because he's Mexican, but because he makes them at Trejo's
He makes
tacos
great,
or whatever.
the great taco place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just-
I had birria last night for the first time. I'd had like quesabirria before, but this was just a plate of beef. I had the option of beef or goat, and I had just the beef birria. My God, it was so
Always go with the beef. Always go with the beef. It's smart.
Always go with the beef.
Option for goat.
I've never heard of
I
it.
have the option for
Birria.
goat.
What else is in birria? Is it like a sauce?
It's,
Or?
it is
So you slow cook
Yeah.
some really tough beef, like a shoulder roast.
Sounds so good.
You slow cook it in a pepper mole. You make it out of like dried roasted peppers.
I thought you had a case of beer.
Sure.
And then what you always serve it with some of the consomme that you cooked it in. So you make like a fried taco of
Stew.
this beef and then dip it in the consomme and it blows your face off.
That sounds so
good.
So good.
It
to
was,
me.
and it's a restaurant that we've been to a couple times, and their name Birria or I guess Birria is
don't
part of their
Rhea
name.
at the end of any.
I know, but it's RIA
Bad
as opposed
idea.
to RHEA, which makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why I hadn't tried it before, but I was like, all right, well, you guys are known for this. That's what I'm getting tonight. I'm skipping the burrito enchilada combo. I want some birria. And I said, the guy said, did you like it? I said, now every time I come here, I'm not getting anything else.
You're just going to get the birria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
I'm going to go home and get the
Case of
birrias.
birria.
Case of the birria.
Case of the birrias.
Fantastic. All right. Couple more here. Here's Santa kicking the shit out of your guards.
Santa Claus is kicking the shit out of your guard.
Oh, there's our Farina. That was great.
That's a great farina.
Yeah, Farina's amazing. All right. Gross squirt sound, and I hated this gun. Gross. Okay, here's what I don't like about that gun. It's fine.
Yeah.
The drinking out of it's fine. Whatever. It's a dumb joke. But my problem with it was at one point he thought he had a real gun, but it was the squirt gun.
Yeah.
You would know immediately if that was the plastic squirt gun in your hand.
Yes, the weight would be totally different. Also, you cannot buy even in 2000. I think even in like 1985, after a kid got shot with a zapper, I think a Nintendo zapper, that you cannot have a squirt gun that looks anything
Has to
like
have
a
orange.
gun.
Yeah.
Orange tip and has to be
everything
gray,
else.
has to be brightly
Yeah.
colored.
Yeah.
Plus, I know booze is flammable, but not that much. Holy Moses, he was on fire. Like that was a lot more fuel than a couple of squirts.
Very effective flamethrower squirt gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
I annoyed
But that's
me.
okay. Turn your brain off. Sit.
Yeah, that was a turn your brain off moment. I think as soon as you see that he's got the squirt gun full of booze, you know that's what's going to happen with it.
There's actual that's an actual thing. You can look it up. It's a Beretta 92 FS water pistol.
Really?
That is a real thing. And the 92 FS is the choice of people who want to have something that is, that looks enough like a gun.
Right.
Like you'll people use them all the time in like stage plays and things.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Fun.
Yeah, fun indeed. I would do that.
Yeah, why not? Put some booze in there. Why not?
Now my favorite line of the thing. I'm going to keep this for something. I don't know what, but I love it.
I do not give a shit about Vegas!
It's great.
What's going on?
So we're going to use that anytime we bring up Viva TMS Vegas.
That's a great idea. Yeah, well, it'll be a warning to everybody who's not coming or doesn't want to hear about it. We'll play that and say, this is for you, and then we'll go on to doing it. Well, there you go, everybody. Those are your clips. That means it's time for the checklist.
Oh, boy!
Film site checklist. Convenient Kutcher. Indeed.
Oh.
I miss a more regular Gary Sinise. Check. Love to see him come back, do more stuff. The very definition of a drinking problem is rum and a squirt gun. Check. Let's get to the Star Trek connections. I know of one, big one, but Randy probably has more. Okay.
There's only two in the movie. First, we got Clarence Williams III. He was Merlin in this movie. In one episode of Deep Space Nine, season 4, episode 22, it's called To the Death.
To the death.
He was a renegade Jem'Hadar. Some renegade Jem'Hadar invade the station, and then Sisko has to go to war against them, and Sisko's only chance is to align with some loyal Jem'Hadars. The politics in this TV show, right?
Yeah. There's a lot.
But Clarence Williams III was covered in Jem'Hadar makeup, so not much there.
Oh, nice.
Our big one, as you know, is James Frain. He was the real Nick Cassidy in this movie. On Star Trek Discovery, he was Sarek, that's Spock's dad, in 9 episodes. 6 of them were in season 1, 3 were in season 2. The very last one he was in was called Such Sweet Sorrow, and I would really like to read you part of a review of that episode of Discovery. Now, remember where we were in season 2 of Discovery, where we were with Star Trek, how we felt about this weird show. This is the review. What a mess. More Michael tearfully saying goodbye. The rest of the main characters acting irrationally. An evacuation. Tilly and something named Bo. More of that, oh, by the way, I have knowledge to totally make it all work. Never mentioned it before. This was the sappiest episode of any and seemed to never end.
Wow. Wow. Not a great review there.
We were really not happy with Discovery in the first 2 seasons.
No, there were some rough bits.
Yeah.
I still say what's his name was one of the greatest characters of all Star Trek history. The big tall alien, but what's his name?
Saru.
Saru. Freaking love Saru. Saru transcended the entire thing and should forever be considered top level alien from Star Trek. So good.
Agreed.
I just there's so many actors that I love, and like Mary Wiseman and Anthony Rapp and Wilson Cruz, that like I can't hate it. I love the actors so much.
Yeah, I like Gorka. He was cool, although I don't like where the story ended with him, but I like Captain Gorka. And the guy, I forgot the actor's name, Lucius Malfoy, whatever his name is.
And it's the series that gave us Anson Mount as Christopher Pike, which is like one of the best things to ever be derived in Star Trek.
Strange New Worlds is so good. And I'm looking forward to Section 31. Is that what it's called? Section 31?
Yeah, it's supposed to originally have been a series, and it's just a movie now. So I actually think that's a good idea. Make it a nice, solid 2-hour thing.
And if the movie does well, there you go. Make a series from it.
Make more.
If it warrants it.
Yeah, make more or another movie, whatever you got to do. But yeah, I'm stoked about that.
Just make more.
All right, let's get to the soundtrack grade. I give it a C for cheesy and sometimes festive. It's fine.
It was Alan Silvestri. This was, I thought, a very competent score. It was like
it just felt
exciting
off.
when it needed to be.
When he gets out of prison, it was like a romance movie song.
When he got out of prison, the score made you feel a little bit like Shawshank Redemption.
Maybe.
And I was wondering, did Silvestri want that?
Maybe he wanted it. Well, he missed it if he did, because that was 6 years prior. My years and my dates. I don't know why.
No, I'm saying, like, was he aping on something that?
Oh. I see what you mean. Maybe. It's possible. Silvestri, just go by Sylvester. Anyway, that's not important. Let's move to this part of it, which is the social media post. This is where Randy, Dunaway, and Ibbott all give us their 280 character summation of this film. Now, you might think that's the order. Well, you'd be wrong. We're going to start this week with Randy.
Reindeer Games. 'Twas the night before Christmas. All over the place, multiple Santas dying. One shot in the face. That one looks like he was dropped without care. Like Saint Nick number 4 fell down through the air. The bodies were nestled all snug in the snow, except one who ate a water gun inferno.
Inferno.
You
should have kept your original. I wanted to hear your original.
I'm happy to say I wrote what I just said to you was a better poem than my original one, which was Merlin and Jumpy and Gabriel and Ashley. It wasn't that good. This was better.
I like what you did.
See, I rhymed Charlize with Sinise, so there's something.
Yeah. I was impressed with whatever. You're like Eminem. He does that sometimes. He'll take a word that's it's not really rhymes, but he makes it work. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian Dunaway, it's your turn.
Reindeer Games. I had better sex in prison. Hashtag hot chocolate and pecan pie.
Yeah, baby. Woo! I don't want to think too hard about that. Finally, Brian Ibbott.
Yeah.
Reindeer Games. What's the secret meat that's got all the inmates taking the heat? Roach. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Roach.
That's great.
I like it.
That's great.
Very good call.
Yep.
Damn right.
You damn right. Okay, it's alternate title time. This is a chance for us to see what the producers almost named this movie. It was almost called Blame Deer Lames. Didn't really work.
No.
Or Lieutenant Dan versus Batman. I would have gone with that.
That's good. Yeah.
I just want to submit Ben's ass fleck because
It's not
boy,
bad.
did we get a good look at it.
Yeah, we did. Oh my gosh, dude. They say there's another interview with her where she says that whole thing they didn't plan, they didn't have like a coordinator, they just went for it.
Said follow us with a steady cam and see what we do.
See what we get up to.
Yeah, bed right there. But I'm gonna kick the TV off of this nightstand and
Yep. Well done, guys. Well done.
Great.
Just go flush your cards down the toilet when you're done. All right, let's get to some emails. Got an email here from a listener. We got an email and a voicemail. Today's email is from Andy in West Bromwich, UK. He says, "Hey, Sackers, as requested by Scott, here are the 5+2 you missed in regards to travel movies for our one travel special we did."
Oh, okay.
Some of these we've talked about since, but I'll read them all. Near Dark, I don't know it.
Oh, yeah, Near Dark.
Thelma and Louise, we've talked about, is missing that one.
Near Dark?
Near Dark, we have not. I don't think.
Okay.
Maybe we
We
did.
watched it, right? We sacked it.
No. Did we?
No,
No.
I've never heard of this.
I haven't either.
What?
I haven't
All right.
either. What is Near Dark?
All right.
Hold on.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my gosh. You guys remember Near... Come on, we watched this. Bill Paxton, Lance Hendrickson.
Definitely
Come
not.
on.
Definitely haven't seen it. Looking at it.
A small town farmer's son reluctantly joins a traveling group of vampires after he's bitten by a beautiful drifter.
Yeah,
Directed by
It's
Catherine Bigelow.
I love this movie.
Oh, it's a Bigelow
So
movie?
We gotta watch it.
You know
It's a
what?
Bigelow movie.
I would watch this. I like her movies and I like this cast. So, yeah.
It's got Adrian Pazdar from Heroes.
We watched it.
87.
Lance Henriksen and Bill Paxton from Aliens.
Aliens. Tim Thomerson from old stuff. I don't know.
It looks like it's never been streaming. Like this movie has
Maybe
never
that's the
been
problem.
uploaded for a streamer to serve.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Oh, it's got that guy I love in it, though. What do we know him
It's
from?
good. You should watch it as just something that you watch. You should just do it.
Okay. Well, if I can find
we've
it.
never been further from Near Dark.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be light out before we see Near Dark.
Exactly.
Thelma and Louise, Sideways, we did mention, but later. We didn't talk about it in our episode. Beyond Thunderdome, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There is travel there, but it's less travel than like Fury Road.
Yeah.
There's a destination in that thing. Let's see. Natural Born Killers, it's a good one. Good call.
Bound Killers.
That movie's hard to watch, but it's a good example. Cape Fear, we've done, and also wouldn't call it a travel movie. It's just a vacation movie, right?
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because the travel movies imply a lot of stuff with the traveling part.
Right. And it's right. It's the traveling part of it is less important than the first part and the destination.
The destination,
part. So,
Him holding on under the car to get there is creepy and cool. Or wait, did they just do that in The Simpsons? The Simpsons did that. Oh no, that's because the movie did it, right?
Yeah, they were making fun. The Simpsons was parodying.
That's right.
because it was the whole sideshow Bob and
Bart and all that. Yeah.
Right.
Just saw that somewhat recently, and I can never remember if it was just sideshow Bob underneath the car, or if De Niro did the same thing, and he did, right?
Yeah, they both
totally
did.
did. They both did. Yeah. Laughing in the theater, like all the other great moments from that Simpsons episode were parodies of Cape Fear.
Yeah. Cape Fear's less. Yeah, I don't think I'd put that on the list. But True Romance, that's a good one. I think I'd put that on the list.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Two of those are Tarantino written: Natural Born Killers and True Romance.
Right.
And then let's see. Hold on. I already said Sideways. Anyway, it says there are many more, but these came to my mind first. I think they all count as travel movies, but I'm open to persuasion otherwise. Well, I hope you got our persuasion. Thanks for all the countless hours of podcast entertainment while I work, Andy. Well, thanks, Andy. And glad to have you with us, and also keep that kind of stuff coming. We also got a voicemail at 801-471-0462 that goes like this. They're accusing somebody of sounding like Dunaway. So we'll play around with this. Here you go.
Hello, Film Script. Love you guys. Just listen to the Fake Fletcher for Jaws 2, and I gotta say, thing that it reminded me of is like if Dunaway had a traumatic brain injury, but you guys kept him on the show. Like it had the same cadences of Dunaway intro. So I find that weird. Maybe I know Scott says he only trained the AI on Mario, but I'm just saying maybe it's sentient. Maybe you guys inadvertently created Skynet. I don't know. Just a thought.
Well,
Randy, that should be your special episode. All right. Love the show, guys. Bye.
Okay. So the one he's talking about is this one.
On this week's Very Wet Film Sack podcast.
You know what? I can kind of hear it.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can kind of hear it. Yeah. I thought he was crazy when I first got this, and then I went and found that and went, oh.
And I think this is a real possibility. I could definitely suffer some brain damage. I'm always doing stupid crap.
This is something you're up to the task.
Oh yeah. This is definitely going to happen.
Do you know how many old CRTs are pointed at him right now? Guarantees getting brain damage.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I hope you're here next week. Let alone though.
Yeah. I keep all of them on top shelf too, so I'm always trying to pull them down. Oh, it's going to happen.
If you lock yourself in a room with no windows, do you glow?
That's a good question. Let me turn the lights off. Holy shit! Yeah.
Just a low green glow, and you say, "I bring you love."
You're humming in a silent room.
Yeah.
Just a little light hum.
Sure.
Well, X-rays.
That's awesome. Thank you for the voicemail, 801-471-0462, or you can email us, filmsack@gmail.com, and that voicemail line doubles as a text line, so please feel free to use it. A reminder that we are supported by you at home at patreon.com/filmsack. I want to welcome RG Studios to the lineup. This guy is, whoever this is, probably a cool podcast network for all I can tell.
Probably.
Signed up and is now supporting us as our most recent patron. If you want no commercials ever, pre-show content every week, monthly host specials, including 2 this month somehow, we're going to make it happen. Movie-related art prints for me in the mail, other great benefits. What else do you want? Get in there and sign up today at patreon.com/filmsack. And huge thanks to a great year of patronage. You guys have been awesome. So thank you guys so much. Our next movie is Spy Game from 2001. We're only jumping 1 year ahead.
Don't say jumping when you talk about a Tony Scott.
Yeah, it's true. That's a really good point, dude.
Ouch.
I love Tony Scott movies. I will never say a bad thing about him, except I wish he was still here, and that's not bad. Yeah. I just wish he could have hung around. But yeah, this is your Robert Redford, your Brad Pitt deal, spy movie. I'm excited.
And his movies are just for us, right? Like, so we've sacked Enemy of the State and Man on Fire and Crimson Tide and Top Gun. Like he makes our movies.
He really does. He's of the Scott brothers. You could argue he's more fun. Than his brother.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I don't think Ridley Scott even wants to have fun. I think Ridley Scott wants to make you like feel something, whereas Tony Scott wants to make you laugh and smile
and have a good time. Wants us to feel Top Gunnish and the Pelham. What's that one? I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, all his movies are great.
Speaking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
That's the one. I loved his
1,
remake
2,
of that.
3?
It's a fantastic remake. If you haven't seen that,
and we have never sacked The Last Boy Scout, and I promise you, we will eventually.
Oh wow, no kidding.
Get on that, dude. Huh. You got to hurry up.
Once again, holy cow! Every time y'all say stuff like that, we did. And I'm like, no, I guess that was just me.
No, it happens to all of us. Don't feel bad. All of us get this here and there. It's a bummer. Anyway,
brain damage.
I am looking forward to this because I have not seen Spy Game. It's one of the few Tony Scott movies I haven't seen. So looking forward to it. In the meantime, filmsack.com is our website. As I mentioned earlier, patreon.com/filmsack is where you can support us. And all the other details are on the site. Leave us reviews wherever you get your shows. That's going to do it for us. Merry Christmas, everyone. For me, for Brian, and for Randy.
Santa's dwarves.
See you next time.
Oh, looks like someone just got their ears caught in the audio cookie jar at frogpants.com.
I had better sex in prison.
There's so much content. Just take this show alone. Don't forget about all the thousands of TMS episodes, everything else. Forget about all that. Just Film Sack episodes, nearing 700 episodes. Just that alone, there's enough of us saying stupid shit that a smart AI program could go stitch together stuff that would make us all sound like monsters.